This is a very brief discussion of the 1964 presidential election. 3 weeks before the Gulf of Tonkin incident, the Republicans nominated Senator Barry Goldwater of Arizona for president. In his acceptance speech, Goldwater said that America should no longer, quote, cringe before the bullying of communism. Failures cement the wall of shame in Berlin. Failures plot the sands of shame at the Bay of Pigs. Failures mark the slow death of freedom in Laos. Failures infest the jungles of Vietnam. Johnson's decision to bomb North Vietnam, however, stole Goldwater's thunder, transforming a foreign policy liability for Johnson into a political asset. Goldwater was a man of strong opinions and brutal honesty. Convinced that the United States was soft on communism abroad and drifting down the road to socialism at home, he preached against the welfare state. He preached against Social Security, the Nuclear Test Ban Treaty of 1963. He was against the Laotian Settlement of 1962 and any sort of friendly relations with the Soviet Union or China. Johnson, on the other hand, instinctively understood that most Americans had vivid memories of the Great Depression and the New Deal, and in 1964 at least, resented neither the welfare state nor Social Security. In fact, they overwhelmingly supported both. He also realized that most Americans had an instinctive fear of nuclear weapons and that Goldwater's saber rattling scared them. In the election of 1964, Johnson went after Goldwater's most vulnerable points, proclaiming the coming of a, quote, great society. LBJ campaigned for expansion of Social Security and Medicare, creation of job training programs, a war on poverty, and civil rights legislation. Johnson's message was simple. Every American deserved to be treated equally and to enjoy basic economic opportunity. Goldwater criticized government spending, large deficits, high taxes, and bureaucratic waste, but most Americans were not interested. On foreign policy, the Democrats ruthlessly attacked Goldwater, portraying Johnson as a wise, temperate leader and Goldwater as an extremist, a, quote, unguided missile, or a dangerous man. The Johnson campaign produced several nasty television commercials. One of the most famous would be The Daisy Girl, which showed a little girl plucking flower petals and counting them until a deep male voice drowned out hers with a missile countdown, followed by detonation and the nuclear mushroom cloud. All of this with a promise that President Lyndon Johnson would not get the country involved in a nuclear war. The Democrats transformed Goldwater's slogan, "In your heart, you know he's right," to "In your heart, you know he might." In his foreign policy speeches, Johnson appeared calm and in control, not prepared to start a larger war in Vietnam, but not ready to, quote, turn tail and run either. In late September, he told a campaign rally in Eufaula, Oklahoma, quote, "We don't want our American boys to do the fighting for Asian boys, but we are not about to start another war, and we're not about to run away from where we are." The speech was well received. Most Americans wanted to pursue a moderate position. When the results came in on November 3rd, 1964, Johnson defeated Goldwater by a landslide, taking 61% of the popular vote and 486 of the 540 electoral votes.